Lantern! Pick on someone your own size!
Hey everybody, it's Marshall Monkey here. This is going to be my Arrow Season 5 Episode 9 review. This is the mid-season finale. We'll be talking about it. I am going to review Episode 10 right after this. There's a lot of Black Siren stuff going on. I'm going to mention it in this video because these, mid-season, the second half of Season 5 is already picked up, and we've already seen Black Siren, so I'll talk about that near the end of the video. But we need to talk about all the other stuff that's going on. Artemis has turned on the team. We do have an idea of who Prometheus is, but I'm still sticking to my Tommy theory. But let's jump into this review. So in this episode, the team, it really is revealed that Artemis is behind everything. Or at least not everything, but at least, working with Prometheus and getting dirt on them, helping Prometheus take them down. And it's revealed that Artemis feels that the city needs to be saved from Oliver, which is weird because you're saving the city by doing the exact same thing that he was doing, and he is doing, because you're using a bow and everything. It's like you're copying Oliver by trying to stop Oliver. It's weird, but yeah, Artemis and Prometheus have teamed up to take down Oliver and the team. It was really cool to see them find out that Artemis was the villain all along. But I also have to say that this episode had really great action sequences. Like, it had, not action sequences, but, fight scenes. It had really great fight scenes in this episode. And I really liked the choreographed, fighting. I don't know who did this episode, but whoever did it, they need to stay on because they did a really good job this episode. I am excited to see where they take the Artemis character. We didn't see her at all in episode 10, so I'm wondering what's going to happen with her. Is she going to, come back anytime soon? Are they gonna make up for what's happened? Is it gonna be like a Young Justice thing where she ends up staying with the team anyway, because of with how it happened in Sportsmaster with Young Justice? So I really like how they're taking the Artemis character, and I really like Evelyn quite a bit, and the actress who plays her. So I think they did a good job with that. So I like it. I hope you guys like it too. But what do you guys think? What are they gonna do with the Artemis character? Comment down below. Now, we also have a lot with the flashbacks, because the flashbacks this episode were actually really great, because they weren't the Russian flashbacks, they were the flashbacks to when Oliver was just starting out as the Arrow, or as the Vigilante, and he even had the grease paint and the original costume. They filmed all of that. That's all new footage filmed. They even went back to when Felicity was, working at Queen Consolidated, which is what the company was at the time. So I like it. I think it was great to kind of revisit what happened, because we just got done with the 100th episode of Arrow, so we're kind of taking a blast from the past here and seeing what Oliver was like, and kind of comparing and contrasting where he is now with when he was the Arrow. So I liked it quite a bit. I also thought that it was really cool that, they even showed how, crazy he was as the Arrow, with the torture and everything. That was cool too. And again, how far he's, came from being that to being Green Arrow. So I like it. And we find out the identity of Prometheus too. So this guy here, his name Justin Claiborne, I believe, and that Claiborne's child is Prometheus, because Oliver, killed him, and his son grows up to train to be Prometheus to take down Oliver. Maybe. That's the theory they're going with. That's what they're giving us. The more they put this theory in our faces, the more it seems legit, because Prometheus sets up every, part of the attack that happened on his father. So I think that it's not truly Claiborne's son. I think it is still somebody else. I think it's most likely going to be Tommy. I just think it's Tommy for some reason. It's just how can you not make it Tommy, right? It's a guy who's just as, skilled as Oliver, and it's been 5 years since Tommy's died, or maybe 4. I think it was 4 years, actually. 4.5 years since Tommy's died. So it's how can you not make it Tommy? It just makes sense, right? But, that's what I think. Now, we have to talk about Paul. So, Paul, who is Mr. Terrific's husband, found out that, Curtis is Mr. Terrific. He ends up leaving him. So, this was really great, because this carries over into episode 10. Curtis is really dealing with who he is as a person, but not only that, but who he is as a vigilante. And I think that's really great, because we got a lot of that in episode 10, when he knows that he's not as skilled as everyone else in the physical department. He uses his, knowledge as a weapon. And I think that that's something that's really great, because Mr. Terrific is one of the smartest Justice League members of all time. So I really like how they're kind of trying to, put that on this version of Curtis, this version of Mr. Terrific. So I think it was spectacular to see him use his mind as a weapon. So I like it, but we'll talk about that more when we get into the episode 10 review. So Diggle, we had a lot with him, but it turns out that Diggle was arrested at the end of this episode. I loved it. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was Prometheus that did this. It was, set up to be Prometheus turned him in. But, then what happened to Lila? Because she said that her and John, Jr., were in trouble. So I don't know. I don't know how this all went down. But I do know that it was really interesting to see him go back to prison, because now we have to get him, out of prison again. I originally thought, okay, I know what they're doing. They're just kind of repeating the same story. But then we get the DA involved in the next episode. And that was it was so great. So we'll talk about that in episode 10 review as well. Man, I cannot believe this happened. So Billy's dead. He was murdered by Oliver. So he was set up to look like Prometheus. And then Oliver killed him. So Prometheus kind of manipulated Oliver into killing Billy. The problem I have with this is, one, we didn't even know Billy that well, so it's I can't really sympathize. And the second problem I had for this is that Felicity did not seem that upset. I don't know. She kind of cried, but it's if you were really in love with him, take a page from Miranda Bachran. Look at what Miranda Bachran's doing over in Gotham when Mario died. That was just, it was so great. And I think that, Felicity didn't really have that much expression. So, I don't know. But I do think R.I.P. Billy, you will be missed, kind of. And we'll see, if you ever get avenged. Now, Laurel is back. Laurel was revealed at the end of the episode that she is alive. Although it's not Laurel, it's Black Siren. I hated that in the promo for episode 10, they revealed it was Black Siren. Really? They could have totally duped us, and they could have totally, convinced us this was Laurel. But they didn't. Also, I was really surprised that Quentin didn't show up in this episode either. They had so much to do in the next episode, or not this episode, sorry, in episode 10. They had so much to do in episode 10 that they didn't have Quentin involved. So, this whole Black Siren thing, to me, was a mess, and we'll talk about that in the episode 10 review. I know a lot of things are relying on the episode 10 review to talk about, but I just think the whole Black Siren thing was a mess, because it was just, they didn't even try to keep it a secret. They had the intention of revealing it to us prior to episode 10. But what do you guys think of this episode? Did you guys like it? Again, it was a solid episode, but I wish the lore reveal would have been a real, tease for the next couple of episodes. But again, comment down below. What do you guys think? Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.